Hello, everybody, and well, I'm I'm back slightly, and I got a little bit of the shakes, and combined with the shakes, a little bit cold. It's winter, definitely winter. Also, wargaming. Um, this is an XL. Okay, so XL, and I hate the fact that I fill out XLs like I do. Started going back to the gym. Met a girl, living life, and then I'm gonna put this on just to give a freaking demonstration on why XL for me is just a little bit too tight. XL. I ordered this thing forever ago and I forgot that I ordered it. So I was all like, it's cold, I want to record a video, and I don't want to freeze off while I do. So, yeah. This thing is tight. Holy crap. This is not how I should start this off. I'm starting it off this way. Pause! You know what? I'm going to really need you guys to remind me if I ever mention I'm going to buy another hoodie from Wargaming to buy a double XL. Oh my freaking god. Alright, anyways, today is a different day. I've been gone for about 2 months. Last season I didn't even touch the game. I didn't want to touch the game. So in terms of like commanders, equipment, everything else, do not rely on me for any of the information. Use other YouTubers like List or Clone Guy, Vizshaw. Just because I am fresh. I am extremely fresh right now. I am completely out of the game, except for the 2 matches I'm going to be showing off today. So E65 ZWILLING. This thing, whenever I first looked at it, I was like, holy crap, that thing looks disgusting in so many ways. Just because I primarily looked at the armor. You got your 35 underside, which is a huge disadvantage, which means like if you pull over a hill, you can be overmatched whenever they shoot into the tracks. But what's nice is the tracks are located higher up, so whenever you do pull up, it's not like what would be a great example tank of this? I guess like Tiger 2. Tiger 2 is probably a good example. If you take a look, it's a lot closer to the tracks, so like whenever they fire up, they're going to land directly into that 25mm spot. But it's a niche mechanic, but it's definitely there. Roof armor, you're looking at 50mm, which is nice, which means you need 152 to overmatch it. 670mm is the side armor, 60mm top, slight angle to them, which makes them effective. The frontal plate, lower plate, 100mm, decent angle. You can bait shells into that without a problem. Been ricocheting a good amount. And then the side scrape weak spot for 120. Like this plays against any tank that has these. Primarily 160 side turret, 225. What's disgusting about this 240, I actually had a pin shot land right here on the 240 on the gun mantle, and it did pin me, and then one at the 270. But then your side cheeks at 270 is really nice, and then 280. No, like this thing absolutely blew me away. I was playing with standard rounds for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what? I got premium time. I'm going to blow through everything and just have fun. Now, I am using a power terrain, to give me the extra 5% top speed, 5% horsepower. So my power to weight's a little bit higher than normal, 15.54, 1,050 horsepower per ton. No, oh crap, per ton. Oh my god, if that was, okay, that would be insane acceleration. But about 40 kilometers top speed. This thing is really gross. And because of how long it's been, I'm just going to dive into a replay. Both of the matches that I played today were kind of a little bit off. This match, I was kind of learning my controller again, which is why my reflexes are a little bit delayed compared to how they normally are, because I'm just, I am a big muppet right now. Just because I'm dumbfounded right now. I met a girl, and I then past month, gaming for me right now is like not on my list at all. It's essentially out the window. Like I'm going to be getting my car repaired and probably moving here in about 6 months. Life is hitting in a good way, and I'm going to be taking full advantage of it. But getting back in the tanks, I'm going to try. Good little snapshot there. I tried to reflex it, but I was struggling. Speaking of which, doesn't this thing have 8 degrees of gun depression? 9 degrees of gun depression. Oh, one more degree than I was thinking. But I'm not a fan with what they did, how in the appearance pack, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's cool that it comes with like a tank bonus, 65 experience bonus for using this specific skin for the tank, and then kind of removing it to where there's multiple tanks in the game. Like that's a really good job in Wargaming's part for finally iterating something like that to where you can get the base game tank and then you're doing skins instead of, you know, multiple tanks throughout the year, because that just sucks. No one likes that. And I'm quickly projected on this if I remember how. New window. Fully up to brain the crap out of this, because that's me right now. 780, good little fire, good little bit of damage. Honestly, these matches that I was recording, I started recording because I know that whenever I don't record, I get amazing games, and then, you know, like whenever I record live, then I do absolutely horrid, and then I struggle. But here, I was really blown away by how this thing feels. You got an 88mm gun, you got 221 standard pin, and then what is it, 273 premium pin, and then your standards are AP, your premium's APCR. So what's nice about this is that at 221 standard, if you want to make silver with the ZWILLING, the E65, which is what I'm going to call it, E65, because that's exactly what it is, you can make really good silver inside this tank with 221 standard pin inside of technically what I would consider to be a super heavy at tier 8. This thing is essentially a super heavy at the tier that it's in. That upper plate is absolutely disgusting with that 9 degrees of gun depression being able to pull over like you can because of that 160 upper front plate at a really nasty angle. That's almost a 45-degree angled front plate. Like, we're talking disgusting armor on that front plate. And as I'm talking about it, I'm going to quickly jump over to Watch Stars because I know that PC has this tank. And I'm going to give you guys an idea of the effective armor without showing it off. So if you guys are being able to hear me, that's what's going to matter, because I am so out of the game right now in terms of making content and doing stuff just because of how long I've just taken a break. So effective armor from about 200 meters. Yeah, it's about a 240mm, 250mm plate on that frontal armor. Like, just flat on. 236, some others. Utilizing maximum gun depression with no looking left or right. Your front left and front right slots become auto ricochet, and your frontal plate is 290 effective up to 300mm effective armor. So, I mean, utilize that gun depression. You got a tiny little hatch. And turret armor, 280. Your hull is better than your turret. You can really do some peekaboo plays. Ooh, that is something to watch out for. All right. There's a thin line on the under part of the gun mantle that you can ricochet off of. And then auto pin the upper plate, which is... yeah, the upper plate, which is only 30mm. So the top armor of the tank's 30mm. You can ricochet off the gun mantle into that. I'm right now looking at it with max gun depression. It's got a little spot. If it happens, it's by chance, not consistent. As I'm looking at this, yeah, it's a little disgusting. That part of armor is 364, 400. Wonder how you pinned me there. That's 270, easy pin. 270, easy pin, 280. Not an easy pin. Now, I like my tanks to be slightly balanced. This tank has blown me away in the like 4 matches I played inside of it. I actually think that this is a tank I would recommend as a worth it pickup if it ever comes back out into the store. Like, it's a pretty dang good tank in the time that I've been playing it. I'm probably going to be putting a lot more matches inside this to learn it a whole lot more in. The rest of this match, I don't think anything really happened, so I'm just going to fast forward it and then be like, yay, MVP, congratulations, best in match across the board, fantastic. All right, now it's time to show off the match that made me shake at the end of the game. I was shaking. Hello, Santa, please fly away. Oh, and it's a winter map. Welcome back to the random events that is going on. Also, don't support the gambling mechanics in the game. Please avoid war chests at all costs, because it's gambling. I don't care what anyone says. Hey, look, a top tier game. Last match was bottom tier against tier 10. You guys get to see a good performance against tier 10. Sure, loading nothing but premium, but I have the economy to be able to support it with 60 million silver sitting off to the sideline without really caring. This match, I rarely ever go to Hilltop Dugout, and I got in the Hilltop Dugout and I was like, what the heck is going on? At the end of this match, I had to step away, and as I stepped away, I had to go take a seat essentially and breathe for a moment, because it's not common for me to do this, and especially for how early matches that I have inside this tank, as like 4 matches in this tank is all I have essentially. Like, I have nothing inside this thing, and what I want to look at right now is tier 8. Oh wow, they added a filter system into the oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Okay. But inside this thing, yeah, I got 4 matches inside this tank, and I'm already at 11.82% damage standing on the mark, with an average damage per game of 5,347 damage as my average inside this thing. That is disgusting. Right here, take a little bit of the lead. Let it a little bit too far. I have not yet actually looked at what the shell velocity is. 1,250. Shell velocity and 1000 standard shell velocity. That's actually not bad at all. And then I should be running the Iron Mace skill since they redid it, but I don't think I am running the Iron Mace skill, so I might have to quickly customize that. Yep, I am not running that. That is, like, right now one of the biggest requirements to run on any tank because they update it. It's called Expert Gunner. Yeah, Expert Gunner took me from 193 to 205 on my 500 meter, or like 198 to 205. So that's a big advantage in terms of distance damage fall off. Well, penetration fall off, not damage fall off. Right at the 950 blocked. This is one of those moments where I'm sitting there and I'm confused in what I'm doing, and I had a butt ricochet too. So the rear on this is 45 millimeters, 50 millimeters, so like you can get some nice butt ricochets off that. And right there, my guns went cross-eyed, like how I felt at the end of this match, completely cross-eyed. Pre-vets, I was trying to remember where the ammo was located, so I just aimed at the back of the turret, kind of hoping that was the spot, but I think I was wrong. I could be right, because you are using an 88, so you're not dealing enough module damage to kind of continuously be capable of really doing it. And I think right there I aimed literally like an inch too high. Upper front plate doing its job. Autoloader coming in front. Angle against him. Misfire. He's about to be loaded, so he's going to be priority. LPC's not looking at me, so I'm going to rotate left. Take a shell anyways, because I wasn't able to get on target just in time. Not worried about it. But right now, you know, there's moments whenever you have to run, so run. You know, don't be afraid to try and brawl it out. If you can get away, get away. Don't worry about it, because now we're completely haul down fighting back here, and I can advance from this position to slow them down a little bit. Right here, I'm actually, in this moment I was thinking, do I have enough armor underneath to stop him from track damaging me? Because I was looking at the LPC thinking he's got a 90, I can't remember what my under armor was. If it was 25 or 30. Because if it's 30, he can't overmatch it. Right now, I don't want to try and play too risky, you know. I've got hit pretty hard and soon to take another one. Absolute muppet. Star Child, too much in the open, not worth it. Because the XM57 that was spotted down there a little bit ago, I had to keep track of that. One, slight angle, there we go. And right here, Progetto 54 hits me. Readjust, get that angle back in. One more shell, back off. And what's so nice about these double barrel tanks, we have broken mechanics for double barrels, so we're capable of firing, no lockout timer for reload. You simply just fire, and it like right there. If this was on PC, that left gun would have started a reload and would have been forced on reload. But here on console, it doesn't do that. So now he thinks he's got the health to try and double tap, but the problem is I have the real double tap. LPC is a fantastic tank, but it's kind of falling off a little bit because of all the additional changes that are coming into the game. Right here, trying to see if I can spot that out, but not able. Can't remember if I get shot ready. Yep, there it is. SVAC. That was a red shell. We all love the SVAC, right? Fantastic tank, completely balanced. Star Child's up. Gonna load my double shot and snap them. But fact is, don't RB snap anymore. Like, the accuracy changes to the game, I've noticed that it's not worth it. If you're gonna be snapping people, you gotta be really close to them now. So like, you primarily want to aim. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still do it because it lines up the gun so I can zoom in. That's reflex. And then right there we get 284 with the double tap. Completely worth it because one pin, that's less health to deal with later down the road. SVAC just took out the Borask, which isn't good. 9 to 9. So far though, 66 hit points. Last stand has engaged. 3,559 damage, 2670 blocked, 6 detected, 13 damaging shots. I didn't know what to do right here. We have pressure coming in from mid, then we have heavy tanks here in the front right that have a good amount of health, and then I'm a one-shot. The other tank next to me is a one-shot, 703. But the thing is, we've got really powerful tanks sitting right here, because I feel like this Willing is a very strong tank. I am blown away by how strong this thing actually is. You know, a lot of people probably look at the size of the gun and think 88 millimeter, 280 alpha. That's not worth it. Correction. 88 millimeter, 280 alpha is actually in such a healthy category of reload combined with damage output at tier 8 that it's an amazing lineup. For instance, tier 9, TS54, that thing is god-awful. If that was at tier 8 with everything that it currently has on it now, TS54, the actual double tap of what they call double tap in game, if that was a tier 8, it would be amazing. But it's not. It's a tier 9, and they haven't readjusted the spaced armor on the turret, which is 200 millimeter spaced armor. If you guys look at that, it's actually spaced protection. It's not actual armor, so there's no armor behind it. It's kind of dumb on why they didn't readjust that ever so slightly to make it better. Then XM57 pulling up on us, which is kind of like I need to get some damage out just in case that thing gets too close, because that's going to make me crap my pants a little bit if it gets too close. One high explosive shell right now and I'm out of the game by that thing. Just because big gun, big high explosive, and lots of concussion to everyone sitting inside my tank. This was some really awkward gameplay right here, but we had 3 guys working it. I was looking at the 703 telling him to fall back because he's making a big mistake pulling up that far. I threw out my double tap right there into the Progetto 54, and I'm kind of worried about the XM57 pushing because right there would have been his best time to push because our Borsig is nowhere near us. He's in a little bit of a panic state, and I'm not going to push him just because, you know, 66 hit points, not going to risk that. I like biscuits, but I don't like risking it all the time for the biscuit because I don't know if he's loading high explosive or not. Right here, T29 is going to get aggressive. And the downside is like they had the hit points a moment ago, but he's slacking off and now he's slowing down. So this is now where we get this huge advantage because he's making a mistake. We're getting pushed into the back. T77 gets taken down. XM57 fires too early, gets single shot, second shot gets put in. Quickly have to back up, rotate my tank as I'm crapping my pants, panicking, trying my hardest to not freak out. Put one shell into the T29 and then the Borsig finishes him off. Now a 3-5. And I'm up to 5,785 damage, and I'm surrounded by a graveyard of allies and enemies just all sitting here. Yeah, this was not a very fun game. This was a game that was just pulling my brain every single direction, making me panic. I didn't know what to do at this point. I'm sitting here all like, there's an SVAC, they got mobility, they got a TVP, they got a Pershing right there. I'm going to sit right here, see if I get spotted. And then I pull up a little bit. Am I going to get spotted? Check the map. Up, spotted. And then it took me a second to realize I was spotted, so then back off. Because that rock, it can defend your tank from the right side as long as you position correctly. And you can pull up ever so slightly, so if someone's driving down, you can actually know if they're driving down the 5-6 line, because they're going to spot you, but they're not going to be able to shoot you. They're going to be able to spot you because a certain portion of the tank is exposed. And then that way you know that they're coming from that direction. Because I would have spotted the Pershing because his camo is not the greatest. So now that I know someone is coming up the 5-6 line, my goal is to relocate to try and counteract that 5-6 line if I'm capable of catching them out. The last thing I want to do, though, is get caught out in the open here in the left. So I'm going to take my advantage on the high ground here because I want to utilize that gun depression. I want to utilize the turret armor, the hull armor, everything that this thing has to offer because that's what's needed. Waiting for my optics to kick in because I don't know what to run in my heavy tanks anymore since we got the 4th equipment slot. So I kind of throw optics on just because I don't know what to put there. If you guys have any recommendations of what to put there, let me know. I want to wait, fire, and try and hit the fuel tank, which I did not hit the fuel tank, so I was very upset right there. Pull up, let him kind of take a shot at me, put the double tap into him. He puts a single. Did he put a single or double into me? I don't know. Now, right here, I'm sitting here all like, okay, I done goofed. I didn't turn off my double shot, and now I'm sitting here all like, I don't know where he's at, so I got to try and find him. There we go. SVAC down, full health to nothing. And I managed to ricochet a shell. This moment, I realized I'm in trouble. I'm in danger. I don't know what to do. So, primary goal was like, I'm going to drive up here and see if there's anything I can do. There are 4 tanks left. I don't know if any of them are coming down the DE line, sniping across that cross section, because I have no clue where they are right now. And my main goal is I see something that I can double tap and kill. I get spotted immediately, capable of taking down the Pershing. I need to back up immediately because I don't know. The Pershing didn't spot me because the trees were in the way, so something spotted me farther left. I'm trying to bait my front plate just a little bit out there at a good angle, 45-degree angle with the 45-degree plate. So that armor right now is probably like ineffective, 350 millimeters effective at that angle. You know, and that's why I like to angle and pull out like that. Back off. You're going to see a lot of confusing gameplay from me right here because I didn't know what to do in this moment. And to be honest, this is like 2 minutes and 30 seconds of me goofing around, not knowing what to do the entire time, when the reality is the only thing I really needed to do right here was back off. If I would have backed off and I would have gone down to like timber clearing, and then went down to like the lake pike down in like the G line and came up around the backside, that would have been a better play. But the fact is, I was in the moment, on like not even thinking, completely brain dead, adrenaline pumping, legs shaking, arms shaking, everything shaking, panicking. So there was no fixing this. It was me being an absolute muppet, but enjoying what I did. Matter of fact, I did so much damage, I ended up in 2nd place of XP earned, and I lost. So this is my 4th match inside the E65 ZWILLING, and all I can say is damn, this thing is really freaking good, guys. Like, kind of blown away at how good the ZWILLING is, the E65 right here. Really good tank. I haven't seen any other reviews on it because I haven't been, you know, watching YouTube or anything else on World of Tanks creators or anything of the sort because life has been hitting and life has been changing, not in a bad way. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm back, kind of. I'll try and upload more and I guess not slack off because life. Anyways, guys, take it easy. Have a great day, afternoon, night, whatever time you are catching this. And I will see you in the next one. Because there's definitely going to be the next one within the next couple of days. But I don't know what to play. If you guys have any recommendations on what you want to see me pull out and play, leave it in the comments. And I'll try and get to it. Anyways, till next time, I'm out of here.